Good morning, everybody. Scott, we're out in Lakewood today. The first thing I want to address with everybody is only an expert, somebody very trained in being around drywall, is capable of wearing all black when we're at the standing phase in the drywall mudding portion. Because most people, they come into a house like this and they walk out and they look like partial ghost because of all the dust. But whatever, we'll talk about that later. So as you know, everything's scheduled and it's really important to keep everything on track. So I'm gonna go over some stuff today so that you can understand that sometimes you have to work with what's happening. In our next project, the build, we're going through everything, all the scheduling so that you'll know where you start, what goes in between, and where you end up. So we're standing here right now, and you can see that we've got pretty much our final coat of mud on the walls. And so they're gonna be sanding pretty quickly here. And I have my kitchen arriving later today. Now, that's actually not normal. What we normally do is we sand everything, we put a primer coat of paint on here, and we always tint our paint to the color that we're gonna paint the walls. So we get our primer coat on, then I have the kitchen guys show up and they install the kitchen. I have my templators come that template for the granite, and we get that all done. And I'll go through some of that in more detail later. But so what happened here is we had a terrible cold spell, and something that was odd in Calgary that we don't normally have is it was super humid. So we don't run our furnaces in the winter time in a house because the furnace gets all plugged up with a bunch of drywall dust. And so we have just a direct heater. So it provides a little bit of moisture, and we had high humidity and cold weather here, very odd. So the drywall mud didn't dry as quickly as it normally does, so it pushed us off a little bit. And so our scheduling kind of got messed up, but you have to roll with the punches. So we're gonna have the guys starting tomorrow, even though it's not gonna be primed. And my painters are gonna have to come in after the kitchen's installed and he'll prime everything. It's okay, they can do it, but it's just way more efficient if there's nothing in their way. So anyways, I'm gonna just show you a couple of things that happens when you have a ton of humidity, which we did inside of the house. And basically we had some water, so you have to dry that all out. But with the type of heater that we had, you sometimes have the drywall and the ceiling yellows a little bit. So as you can see, it's probably easier to see if you follow me in here. You'll be able to see it a little better in the master, or sorry, the owner's suite. You can see that the color of the drywall on the ceiling is a little yellowed. So that means we're gonna have to put another coat of primer on there to cover it. These are painted ceilings, they're not a textured ceiling. So anyways, just another one of those things that we have to deal with, and some things that you just have to be aware of. Another thing here is, inside of here, this is our attic access. And so we'll get a closer shot of it, but you have to keep that plugged because when you're heating something, that nice hot air just goes right out that chimney. So it's important that we keep that done. And anyways, you can see we got our drywall on here, our mud all on here, I'm sorry, and our corners. And so they're gonna be doing a little touching up and we're good to go. So that's the update for the show home.